Hello beauties, we are on to season 2, episode 1, and honestly it's not great to go in with low expectations, but this one looks like another tell-all, and tell-alls are kind of boring, and I'm a little disappointed, and I worry this is going to be super boring, so I'm going to try to make this as entertaining as possible with an insane amount of edits. A few thoughts before going into this. It also looks like the beginning of this season isn't going to be the getting exodus out of Utah into Las Vegas, and maybe it's for the best that we're not immediately pushed into like the Browns are getting kicked out of Utah, you know, because that might be a little bit too intense. We're going to be watching season 1 episode, or season 2 now. We're on season 2, so exciting. Episode 1, but we are going to be introduced into a tell-all. Also, before I actually start, it's just gonna cut to a scene where my hair looks a little bit better. This is how I like style my hair, by the way. I just like go a little crazy until it works. If you're planning on cutting your bangs, consult a doctor first. Like by doctor, I mean like a psychologist. Consult me. I'm studying. Consult me. Just kidding. I have no practice at all. Does it look good? Be honest. I can work this. Okay. Oh, I like that. The little opening door. She is so cute. Oh my god. I love that baby.
We're pliglets.
You're just a little girl. You can't call yourself a plig. They're just regular kids like anybody else's kids.
Nope. We're pliglets. He did always say, like, you guys are not polygamists.
Now the kids are all going to school.
The first time in public school for like half of them.
Oh, is this the first time for me?
And we're going to New York City, going on the news to be public about our lifestyle.
On the Today Show.
I knew it was New York City. Unless I was wrong.
We're coming out. We're coming out to the world.
Me. Leon.
Tried a year in public school and decided
They
didn't like it and preferred being in the private school.
A baby.
We are having you here tonight because you're starting public school.
God, I'm so cute. I was obsessed with that shirt, by the way. It's like a pun about hamburgers and fries. I wore that to the first day of public school. My mom was like, "Are you sure you want to wear that, sweetie?" I was like, "Yes." So he'll have to see what I'm all about.
I think for the most part, kids nowadays are pretty open-minded. I've always put my kids in a private school. And part of it is because when I was going to school, my brothers and sisters were picked on and bullied.
My mom didn't tell anybody. She was very secret about it. She was super popular in her church and stuff, but in school, she was like not very popular at all because she had to be secret, and she was afraid that they would like know and her father would go to prison.
Once I met the school principal, I'm like, yeah.
I'm very impressed. I'm very excited for the kids.
Oh, I don't remember who the school principal was. I think she was a girl. A woman. Woman. It was a fun school. I did enjoy it a lot. And I enjoyed the friends that I made and all of that. It was a great exposure to different kinds of people too. Different cultures.
Looks like everybody's up and ready to go.
Hi! Oh my goodness, the baby.
We're stressing out because she's running late.
Are they styling Aspen's hair like that for school?
We started curling at 5 o'clock this morning. 6:20.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning.
I am not looking forward to school.
Oh, poor Logan.
Christine will be home more because she has Truly, so she'll be starting to do breakfast and stuff for my younger kids.
Aww, that's sweet. Oh my god. I recognize that cake. I don't remember what it's called, but it's freaking delicious.
Still kind of raw.
My hair looks so slay. Look at the volume in the back.
When Robin was coming in the family, I thought it would be a very good way to actually help the families merge by having them all go to public school together.
Oh yeah, because Robin's kids already did.
Dayton, ready for your first day of school?
I don't know if Robin's kids were already going to that school, but I do remember at one point that we walked with them because Robin already knew the route. Also, his blanket says the Clone Wars. Usually they censor out things because they're not allowed to have that on camera for some reason. Surprised they didn't. Clone Wars is good though.
They are going to school, public school, with their brothers and sisters.
Oh my god, she's Mrs. Brown.
My kids have never talked about this and never.
That's amazing.
And so this is the first time they're ever saying, look, these are my brothers and sisters. I'm from a polygamous family. Where I hadn't my whole life. It was like, okay, we can do this.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi.
That's cute. I love that they're used to calling him dad.
Being away from the main house, I feel disconnected sometimes.
Valid.
I actually like the one house for everybody
I actually like.
because it gives a stronger family identity.
It's interesting to think that we never ended up doing the one big house. Kind of a relief. But that looked painful. Oh my god, not me in that shirt. I think I've seen that. The last like 3 times I've seen myself in this show, it's all been in that shirt. I also remember the first time I got on the bus, I sat next to this kid and everybody was like, Gwendolyn, you can't sit next to him. You have to ask to sit next to him. And I was like, screw that, this is a public bus. So I sat next to him anyway. She was our neighbor.
So at the to school, you have to fill out the emergency contact information. I have always put Mary and Janelle. I've put mom's friend. I put other mom. This is extremely liberating.
I actually am not going to change. I've always listed as aunts.
They're aunts.
I mean,
I am aunts. They're aunts.
Look at them all making fun of her. That's cute. Janelle's like, I don't know if it's cute, but she just doesn't feel any different. I think that's sweet. Stick to tradition. It's tradition. I think that's from Brave. I don't know. It's a valid decision. It's up to her. It's not like it's offensive. My mom still calls my grandma aunt.
So how did that day? My teacher, he's like way boring. What did you say? Logan will come over when he wants food.
That's so funny. Everybody goes to my mom's for food. That was always a thing.
Hey, there's some streusel cake left for breakfast.
She always had streusel cake. Oh my god. That stuff messed me up. I need more streusel cake in my life. Is that German?
I don't like public school, so I didn't want to go there again this year. I just like my other school better.
I'm glad they let them go back to what they wanted to do. Whether their voice hasn't changed much, or I've been watching this show a lot, and maybe I need to give Leon a call.
Yes! Happy day! How was your first day?
Fun.
Who did you play with? Blue and Gabe and Dave. You did?
We're done.
Later on in the week, we're going to New York City to be on the Today Show.
You sounded like Gabe for a second there.
We want to actually do something with the kids, so we're going ice blocking.
Oh my gosh, I remember that too. We did that at the church. Just falling out. Season 17, they use clips from this scene in it.
That's good enough.
Yeah, baby.
Is this a Mormon thing? I've never heard of this since my family. I'm surprised Maddie didn't just beat Isabel.
Our lifestyle, we have a lot of high morals, ethics, and so our kids find some very creative ways to have fun.
Dates itself back to the 1800s.
The 1800s. Oh my
Fundamentalist Mormons are a little bit traditional.
Mormons.
How do you know? Because I grew up in the church doing it.
I feel like we should be bringing out the hula hoop and the stick too.
Yeah, I think we've got hot dogs to be ready in just a minute.
That's amazing.
This was the last day that we did something as a family before we flew to New York.
I love that, like, even though we didn't have money, we did so many fun things. Like, they took us to, I'm pretty sure the church, or maybe it was a park. They took us to a church park, a perch, and we, like, enjoyed ourselves. We went grilling, and we went ice blocking, and, like, even though we didn't have all of the money to have, like, all of the fun, we still, like, enjoyed ourselves. And I really appreciate that they did that, and they tried their best to make it enjoyable.
The polygamists have become secretive in such a way as to threaten the rest of America, even if it's in their minds. So to be transparent makes us more safe to them.
Transparent? I thought he was cis-parent. I'm sorry.
But this really all will depend on how people respond to us. I don't know. People are good.
I'm so freaking cute. I cut my hair once and it just never grew back.
And I think people's minds are exactly where they need to be for us to be able to say, this is our family, and you're going to find things that you really like about us.
That's cute. Having faith in people. Adorable.
All the adults are leaving for
Morning of trip to New York.
New York today. Hello, America. Here we are.
Hello, America.
They're announcing to the world that they're polygamists,
Was that last season, or are we going to see more of it this episode?
and it's pretty scary. We don't know how they're going to take to us.
Tomorrow I'm going to be all over the news.
Right now, we're to the point where if we get pushed off the cliff or we jump, I guess we're gonna jump.
Oh my gosh, he looks like a total little adorable little teenager. I want to pinch all of their cheeks. It's amazing.
I've got stuff in the whole house. Right, Mary's living room is almost dead center. That's the reason I packed there.
When it's like in the center.
I'm leaving Truly at home. She's teething and was coughing last night.
Please tell me she starts crying.
But all the sisters are going to help.
Sisters. Interesting that they made Logan take a role of responsibility the last episode, as in the finale of season 1, but here he's not taking a role of responsibility despite being the oldest. It's giving old-fashioned.
And they usually take showers and baths in the morning.
I think I stayed with Mackelty and
I love you, buddy. I gotta go.
them when they all left for this. 6:30 in the morning? How are people waking up so early? It is currently 4 a.m. right now. Like, I don't know how they did this. I don't know how I'm doing this, actually.
But good. Be safe, okay?
It's cute the date and said goodbye. Oh my gosh, Gabe and Savannah are saying goodbye too. That's adorable. Look at his little baby face. He said, that was an aggressive smile.
I'm a little nervous. We've had some public exposure, but now this is really big.
So I wonder if there's like another tell-all situation, or if this is more like them going to the past tell-all situation. Here they are going to New York. New York City. Oh my gosh. When my mom left for this trip, I was like, I need you to write a book for me because I was going through a serious book phase. And so she made a small book from the perspective of their driver and like all of the things they went through. It was just really sweet of her because I was really obsessed with books. So she wrote and like drew a book too.
Who doesn't love New York?
I love it. The energy of that place.
New York was fun when I visited for school, but I don't think I would ever last more than a week there.
How did we get here? We were on the set for about 3 hours.
Ooh, I feel like that would have been emotionally exhausting.
They'd go, okay, you're on in 5, 4, and they'd really count it down. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's adorable.
There was a lot of sitting and waiting, and I had been drinking water, so I just needed to go visit the ladies' room.
Oh, I thought she was talking about like drinking.
Almost as soon as I got in there, banging on the door, Mary, hurry, you're about on.
That poor thing.
So I ran with my pants unzipped. I did? Oh my gosh.
That is terrible. I'm glad she admitted it, because if we'd have found out without her admitting it, it would have been embarrassing for her.
We're sitting there, and suddenly I hear Christine, and it's Meredith, and she's all, Christine, I'm Meredith. And I'm all, I know who you are. And then she's all, how's Truly doing? It was fantastically weird.
She's starstruck. I want to go up to people who are like obsessed with me. I need to become famous now so I can be like, how's your daughter doing? And make people go crazy. It's like that scene in, I think, like a VMA award or something, and Harry Styles is talking to the host and he's like, how's your mom? And he says her first name. I want to be like that.
I brought my mum. I brought my mum with me.
How's Hillary? How is Hillary?
Hillary, she's good. It's weird that you know her name. She's over there, probably throwing herself at Rod Stewart. No, Harry, sit down. Sit down.
All this adrenaline, it was all this pressure, and it was basically taking it all and handing it over to God at that point.
God, oh my gosh. I love how like much they talk about God and their faith in this. It's really interesting to think about because a lot of them, not all of them obviously, maybe about half have lost their faith now.
These days, families include single parents, step-parents, even 2 moms or 2 dads. Cody, what made you choose polygamy?
It's just, my brain and my mouth wouldn't connect.
They're just replaying the same clip over and over. He wasn't having that hard of a time talking.
Janelle, you know the answer, don't you?
This poor boy. They're just replaying the same clip over. Sorry if you like see me crying. I tend to do it when I cringe. I love that they're so starstruck by this person I've never heard before.
Oh shoot, it was faith-based.
They literally just replayed the same clip like 5 times and they were like, you can tell he's having a hard time talking. He said like twice.
I just became a public polygamist. There's no going back anymore.
Are you sure that like now is the moment? Because I'm pretty sure they've done this before.
I think that what we're doing is a good thing. We're a very solid family. It's good to show people that this lifestyle, you can have a happy family.
Aww, look at Mary being so proud of her lifestyle and her family. That's adorable. I'm glad that they're like enjoying it so much.
So you're not legally married. You're only legally married to Mary.
Could you get in legal trouble?
Raising children in a closed society could cause a lot more damage than any legal process.
Oh my gosh, you can tell this was filmed in the 2000s. The quality of the camera.
How many wives do you want?
None. I mean,
Oh, he's so funny.
Can I be the 5th wife?
Not my mom saying, that was a serious problem with women just wanting my dad. It was so, I had a teacher at one point that I had to switch classes because she was so creepy about it. Garrison had her longer. She was weird, so weird. I could tell you stories about her from his perspective. I only had like 3 days where I had to deal with her, but she was weird. Oh my gosh, she wasted like half of an entire class just gossiping with me about how much she loved my family. And I was like, I'm just trying to learn Spanish, lady.
He wanted to go to Central Park. You don't go to New York City and not go to Central Park.
Hey, tonight, where do you want a picture with you? You come from this side and you come from this side and go like this.
That's cute. I wonder if like any of them are actually good photos.
Mary is a photographer, takes great pictures. Christine is very creative, but she's not a photographer, so Mary does not have very many good pictures.
Oh, sad.
You know, you take pictures.
That is so unfortunate.
Because she doesn't get the background. I like to see the people.
That's the point of photos. It's not about the background, it's about the people.
I think she does actively sabotage. I don't.
She's evil.
Mary, hold still. Okay, good picture. Bird. Sorry, sweetie.
She's being bullied. She's a freaking
Christine
victim.
and I have discussed that we like different things in pictures.
That's good. At least they've talked about it.
Why is there no background? And I'm
Cute.
like, why is there only background? You know, so.
Oh my god, there's so much background in that photo. That was horrible.
Coming back to Utah is like, this is home turf. Our own people, are they going to accept us?
Hi, sweetheart. How's it going?
Hey.
Did you get on the internet at all?
Yeah, a lot.
That's Tim. Oh, I adore Tim.
I had really wanted to kind of be there to buffer.
We didn't read the blogs. We started to. One person was really nice. Then we were like, it's not worth it.
Very mature.
We just wanted to be there and say you're a good person and you're loved and this is a happy family. You just have to protect your kids from some words.
With blogging, you have no accountability. You know, I don't care if you have those things to say to me, but say them to my face.
Period, Janelle. Love multiplied. Oh my gosh, she's wearing a sisterwives shirt. Why did they censor it out?
I call dibs on making these shirts, and as we all know, dibs are very legal, so nobody take it from me.
It is wild. I don't even like coming back to your daughter and she's reading all of the potential hateful things that people have to say about your family. And it would be like kind of painful to be there, but you just get there after the damage is done. That's probably really stressful for them. Probably hurts to think about that.
Now the target of a bigamy investigation.
I am not a bigamist.
The Lehigh City Police Department launched an investigation into the polygamous marriage.
Not the blurry footage.
Oh, great. Oh, that's fantastic. They're going to film you going to school.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about the school part. They'd film us going to school.
Have press filming the house and coming to the doors.
Oh, that's not good.
That is so rude. I still cannot get over the fact that paparazzi are so disrespectful to people and like don't even care about people's privacy. That's just so morally wrong. Like, just leave people alone.
I worry about the safety of our kids with them coming home from school. So we had this one photographer staked out at our house for a while. Okay, we need to run over to Grandma's. We need to divert the paparazzi guy that's out there so that when all the little kids come home and get off the bus, he's not here taking pictures of them.
Maybe don't drive to Grandma's house. Maybe drive to somewhere that you will never visit.
I got in the car with a couple of the kids and we took off for a little drive. I'm kidding, he's following us.
God, what an asshole.
Having a sister wife, who would have thought fighting with paparazzi?
It was a good idea of them to drive away somewhere and sneak them away.
There's been so many unknowns and so many things we didn't plan on. It's been really hard on us.
It was a good job to protect the kids.
It makes you search your soul.
Search your soul.
Look up to the heavens and say, you got my back?
You got my back. Oh, that's so sad.
Puts you in touch with your maker.
That's so sad. Their first experience with paparazzi. I can't even imagine how people who have a lot of experience with paparazzi would be feeling at any moment. That's terrible. I think that's like the least respectable job out there.
Talk about safety just really, really quick, because I know that you guys all have many things you would rather be doing.
Everybody knows your name.
You should be scared.
And just because a person knows your name doesn't mean that they are your friend.
Is it obvious that I'm autistic, or is that just a thing that kids do? Because I don't see any of the other kids being like that.
It has the potential of messing up our job situations, splitting up our family.
Is it worth it?
But I would choose this again.
That's beautiful.
Worth it. Baby, I'm worth it. I would choose it again.
Aww.
I'm tired of being afraid. I'd choose it again.
Aww. It's giving I am Spartacus.
I don't know.
She says, I don't know, like 5 more times here, and skipping the video of myself usually looks really, really weird if there's no video of the TV show playing as well. So I'm just going to let it play out. So enjoy my face.
Ooh. That was a good finale for the episode. Not me like getting emotional. Anyway, that was a good finale where they're like all like, I am Spartacus. And I would do the same thing too. And my mom, it's really like giving, she's separating first. You know, like I see that there are lots of hints in the beginning, like little clues where my mom's gonna be pulling away a little bit. It's really interesting to see that you could like tell not only early on, but also when you look back, you're like, oh, it started really early, you know? So that's kind of sad to think about that, like, since then it wasn't all completely worth it to her. And it makes me think more about the similarities between being the LGBTQ plus community. By the way, happy Pride Month. It makes me think about the similarities between the queer community and also the polygamous community. Whereas yes, that's a choice and everything, and absolutely it's obviously harder to be queer because that's how you're born, but I definitely see where they're coming from, because a lot of the time the parents tend to compare their struggles to being queer. And at first I was like, that's ridiculous, you have no idea how hard it is. And like, they still don't, because but I see, I understand, I sympathize, I empathize, and I can't even imagine, like, this is totally off topic, but I can't even imagine how hard it is to be trans right now. Happy Pride Month. It will absolutely get better. But the sister wives could relate to your struggles. Ooh. Sometimes you'll see like new-ish things. For example, there are new bunk beds that are made of like a hollow metal. Those were new when we started the show. Also, the front of her shirt was blurred out. I'm pretty sure that was a Sister Wives logo. Our producer at one point, it might have been him, it might have been somebody else. We got a bunch of shirts that had the Sister Wives logo on them. That was like the man symbol and like there was three wives symbols, because at the time Robin hadn't actually been like fully introduced and part of the family yet. So those shirts died out pretty quickly, but I wish I still had mine. But one time McKelty was wearing it around and somebody's like, oh my gosh, I love your shirt. Where'd you get it from? And she was like, I got it from my family, because like you can't find that shirt anywhere else, which maybe you could actually, that'd be fun. I would absolutely wear it. It was like a cute thing in the back of it said love multiplied and stuff. But yeah, you'll see some new stuff that like we didn't have before. And again, with the when they went ice blocking and at one point camping, kind of in a way. And I just love that despite the fact that we weren't very well off and we weren't all privileged with money wise, we still like did these really fun things. And I just really appreciate the parents, even though it wasn't in their means to do everything that other kids were doing for fun, like going to Disneyland, for example. They were still giving us a very enjoyable life. And I love looking back at it, and it makes me feel very appreciative of what we did have. And I also feel pretty bad for Maddie. And the poor thing went on the internet and probably saw some hateful things about her family. It didn't make her feel very good. I had the privilege of not like having a even remotely developed brain. I was like 8 when I was first introduced to this. So I got more used to it before I was really exposed to like the worst parts of the internet. Whereas Maddie was just thrown into it as like a 16-year-old or however old she was. I'm pretty sure Logan was like 15, so she was probably a little younger than that. But that's not great for a teenager's mind. But I mean, she turned out okay. So couldn't have had too much of a bad effect on her brain. A lot happened in this episode, and I'm really relieved, honestly, because I expected it to be so boring. So the next episode is going to be Free Range Browns. We're going to be going to Wyoming, where I was born. Ooh, he's on a horse. I love the horses in Wyoming. It's been forever. I need to visit sometime, but I'm excited for us to see that episode next, and that'll be the next one that I post next, hopefully also in Pride Month, which happy Pride Month. So thank you for watching this. Please consider subscribing if you're interested in this kind of content, or if you're interested in any of the content that I have intentions on bringing out later. Please subscribe, and I'll continue bringing out content, hopefully very regularly. Please like if you enjoyed this, comment if you have any thoughts about it, and if you're very interested, you can also go to my Patreon, where I have some exclusive content and some early access content as well. And I'll see you all next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah!